so golden.
My name is Brianna Trujillo. I am the co-president of NAMI, a club that promotes mental health awareness and wellness. And today we have for you guys a couple of tips that on time management and two special guests, Charlene Orozco and Miss Lujan. And yeah, I'll give you the thing, Miss Lujan.
Hi, Future Conquerors. Our NAMI Club is a club that focuses on mental health and well being. Part of mental health includes time management, and that's what we're going to focus on today.
So to get started, we're going to do some do's and don'ts on time management. Some do's involve creating a routine for different aspects of your everyday life. So this includes your morning routine, after class routine, nighttime routine, cleaning routine, and these are also you can structure your lives of every day, and you can have a more structured and time managed life. You also want to concentrate on your priorities, of course. You want to make beneficial plans that are structure so you can succeed, which is ultimately what we all want. We want to succeed. So concentrate on your priorities that you have, and these differ from person to person. You also want to know your limits and where you have your restrictions. I know sometimes we push ourselves, but we have these restrictions that just we can't push them further. So you also want to put away electronics like your phone if you get sidetracked from that or any other distractions. Go to a place where you can concentrate. And I do understand that we're in a time where the environment is different, so it might differ from person to person, so it's very understandable. Now you don't want to make a schedule that is too difficult to complete, because sometimes we pack our schedules with things and we just know we won't get everything done in that day. So you'll also do not want to make everything a priority. You want to focus on what you want to prioritize, but you don't want to make everything a priority, as to where again you're packing your schedule with things and you're not going to get everything done, and it just causes unnecessary stress. You don't want to say yes to everything as well. Again, this causes stress that you don't need in your life. It's just more stress, and you do not want to procrastinate. This is the worst habit you can adapt in middle school and take on with you in your high school life. You'll learn that procrastinating is not going to get you anywhere good. You're just going to waste time, good time, because time is very, very valuable, especially during these times.
So these are just some time management strategies that I personally have. There's going to be one slide about personal tips and overall tips. So let's get it. Okay, so here are some personal tips that I have. Have someone take away your phone within your household. Like I asked my mom or my sister, oh, please take away my phone. I need to focus on homework right now. Like that's my number one priority. And if you want to listen to music, which is completely fine, I mean, do whatever like helps you like focus and strand yourself into the workload that you have. Just make sure to use like maybe your laptop that you're using, or and just try to avoid like all the other extra technologies that you have within yourself, because I know even though you're like, oh, I'm just gonna use my phone for music, you still end up using it. And one technique that's really important that I use and I know others use too is the Pomodoro technique. So it's like taking 25 minutes to just dedicate your time into just working and then taking 5 minutes off. And this is a consistent like this is going to be like a consistent technique that you use, and you can make the time spans longer or shorter, depends, whatever works for you you can do. And you can also tag along with like a study with me videos. I know on YouTube there's like a bunch of them that I use personally, just so I can see how long I've been studying for, and maybe if I want to give myself extra time, you can go back to the YouTube video to just to help you and your obviously the other person too, but just help you focus on what's important for your tasks.
Okay, so now going away, steering away from the personal tips, we got more overall tips. And as you can see here, we do have a picture of the Pomodoro technique as Brianna had described. But then what we have for you is the tips we have is starting your task early. This is really crucial to actually completing your task. And then also setting limits for what you'll say yes to. So, not overwhelming yourself with just a bunch of needless things that you really didn't need to say yes to, or that that you need to have sort of boundaries. And then here we have giving yourself breaks and prioritizing your tasks. These two work in conjunction you need to give yourself breaks in order to sort of keep that stamina up. And then you need to prioritize your tasks in order to ensure that, by the end of the day, you're not working on an essay and then you only have like 2 hours before you feel like you're going to go to sleep. Really prioritize those tasks that you find more difficult and put them at the top of your list. And then lastly, we have scheduling your tasks and their deadlines, as well as organizing your workplace. And so what's important about these two is that they both deal with organization, and that's what's really crucial to success. At the end of the day, what really determines your success is your level of organization and how well you can be like organized in terms of like school, in terms of like your personal life. And everything revolves around organization. So definitely stay on top of that.
Next, we have some ways that we can cope with stress from school or the transition overall. So first, set boundaries on your time and workload. So it's basically like we've been talking about, like setting schedules and like possibly using the Pomodoro effect, like when you're gonna work, when you're gonna be fully focused, and then when you're gonna take breaks. When you're stressed, pinpoint the primary source of being like where you're overwhelmed. It'll help you for future times when you're feeling overwhelmed and what you can do to help yourself when you feel like this. Also, make sure to accept the amount of work you have and do not let stress take control of your mind. So finding ways where you can relax from the stress, like to not constantly feel the stress from your workload. Like find ways that work for you so that you can take the stress off your mind, and then set breaks after a certain time of studying or doing homework. So like the Pomodoro effect, or whichever way you find best where you can take breaks, like whatever you need to for your personal time to take a break. To talk to others about how you're feeling. So for some people, it's beneficial to talk to others. Like, for example, if you need help on anything that you do not understand from homework, you can ask a friend or possibly a teacher. So this will help you better understand what you're stressed with, like homework or whatever, or school material, and also like talking to a friend about how your day was. This can just help like relieving yourself and like just overall getting the stress off your chest, and also accept your end result. So like if you get a bad grade on something, don't don't like don't feel too bad. Just think that you have time to improve. So just accepting the end result, even if it wasn't what you expected, and then focus on the learning process, not always getting an A. And then something else you can do is create an agenda. So this can either be on paper or on your phone or computers. For example, Google Calendar, like a calendar app on your phone, a sheet of paper, or like a planner, a little book on which is either paper or an app.
Okay, so today we have Charlene Orozco, a freshman at Los Altos High School, to just give you some tips on the transition from middle school to high school.
So some of the 5 words that I would use my transition to describe my transition from middle school to high school would be challenging, life-altering, stressful, helpful, and also hardworking. So some of the feelings that I had transitioning from middle school to high school would be anxious, nervous, worried, excited, and mostly mixed emotions. I felt anxious to start off. I also felt nervous of who my teachers were and worried of what was to come. Some expectations that I were expecting were strict teachers, workload, no free time after online classes. So that really worried me and gave me that anxiety. But and then some struggles that I faced were technical issues, especially during this pandemic, having a vision, so looking ahead what was to come. I also struggled staying positive at times, and I struggled looking for a space to learn, especially a space where I needed to be quiet to learn. Some coping strategies that helped me stay focused and on top of my classes were staying in contact with friends. So I stayed in contact with friends because they helped me calm this stress that I had. I also staying contacted with my teachers. I asked questions to my siblings to help me cope with online class. I also went outdoors, so going on walks
parks, going on runs also helped me. So stretching too. Some apps that helped me were Calm. I also meditated. That really helped me calm down and relieve the stress that was coming up from online classes. And some three helpful tips that I would suggest are to keep a schedule. So like some things to put on it are exercising, school things, getting enough sleep is one of the main things that helped me. So because I got enough sleep, I was able to focus more and think ahead for tomorrow for my classes. And the last thing would be staying organized. Staying organized really helped me stay on top of my classes.
So today, I know we introduced Mrs. Hunt earlier today, but here are just overall counselor tips that she would recommend from the viewpoint of a counselor.
So, as intervention counselor, these are 5 things that I think I'm constantly having a conversation with some of my freshman students about. One thing would be that every class counts. So, 230 credits. If you fail it the first time, you got to make it up. So, using tips like the ones that you guys just learned are going to definitely help you because every single class counts. Um, I would say be seen, introduce yourself, ask for help, make connections. There's you guys are the new kids on campus. It's a big campus. Make sure you're um, being seen. Your teacher knows who you are. Even if you're struggling, ask for help. Sit with kids who are like-minded, who want to get the work done. So there's less distractions. Study in high school, grades are earned; they are not given. So take the time out to study. Use your agendas. Use any apps that they suggest. Any study patterns, just to get it done. Practice self-care, like Charlene said. She had to unplug. She used different apps, going for runs, exercising, meditating, taking a break from your friends, telling your friends no, hey, sorry, I can't do that because you need some me time will definitely help. Um, and just, it's okay to say no. It's okay. Forgive yourself for, like they said, not getting that A. Just move forward and have fun. School's 4 short years. Get involved in clubs. Again, be with the like-minded people and just have fun.
Okay, so that's the end of our little presentation too. We hope that these were helpful, or if not, at least insightful to what's to come. The really important thing is to remember it's just like reach out to counselors, friends, teachers. Everyone's there to support you, and that's what's most important. And like what we want you to take away from this, it's that high school isn't scary. It's just you really need to adapt to it, and you really need to know what you want, and you need to know that you're only going to get out of it what you put into it. And so, thank you, and we hope this was helpful for you.